At the end of the day, we are human beings. And unless human beings are guided in whatever they are doing, then they are bound sometimes to go astray. So there needs to be regulation, but the regulation has to be sensitive to the religious values, so they do not hurt the religious values and what certain religions do and the way they do their things. Let me go back to the question here, because there's something I wanted to say about here. Does solution lie in prayers? The answer is yes, but not prayer alone. Because God says, tie your camel, then trust in God. So even as you are praying at night for God to protect you as you sleep, you lock the doors. Why don't you leave the doors open? Because God is protecting me. It's because you have to be responsible. The other thing is about prayers, and we are hearing prayers. But if you ask, with all due respect to those who are organizing that, are these sincere prayers that we want to pray to God, or is it politics? These are political rallies, but we use prayers to sanitize that. For prayer to be answered, it must be sincere. It has to be sincere that we are praying to God sincerely. But when we politicize prayers, we use prayers for politics, we are getting it wrong. And let me tell you, God is not going to change us until we ourselves decide to take that action and change. We can continue praying, but we must take action, the right action, in the right way.
But have the religious leaders set the agenda? Because it seems like, have the religious leaders themselves set the agenda on the kind of prayer that they want, to set the bar where they want? Because we see the politicians organizing these prayers and inviting the religious leaders. We don't see it happening.
It's the opposite.
And not just any religious leader. It is the religious leaders who will come and speak the language that they want there, unfortunately. So you're very right. Are we the ones setting the agenda for these prayers? The answer is no. It is the politicians. And they'll make sure they'll bring a religious leader that will serve their purpose there. So this is unfortunate. So is all lost? No, it is not lost. As Doctor said here, we have these structured institutions that should come up, rise to the occasion. The Interreligious Council of Kenya and Reverend Father Mutie brings us all together. We should stand up and be the ones organizing these prayers. And not only prayers, we should have forums whereby we take memorandums to the political leadership, just like we do during elections and the rest. Many people don't know that actually the peace, the relative peace that we enjoyed during the election, is because of the role that the religious leaders played in trying to tame the political temperature in the country. Now, things are going haywire after elections. Yeah, even at Bomas. So we need to organize a forum, come up with a very strong statement, call the press, and make a very clear statement. The direction the country is taking is wrong. So even as we are doing prayers, we should be able to tame our political leadership and tell them this idea of being on that gear of campaigns. Some of our leaders are still campaigning up to now. Some of our leaders are making very careless utterances. Sometimes back, we had somebody say, huu ni wakati wetu wa kukula nyama, wengine wameze mate. Do you know we are hearing the same language now? Even after elections, when we are supposed to be addressing the problems facing the people, we are still talking about who elected who and who is a majority shareholder.
Private companies.
And who is a minority shareholder. And we are keeping quiet.
But these people come to your church